Should you start a custom t-shirt business? Let me tell you, when I reviewed this business, it stressed me out, and you're gonna find out why here in 1 second. My name is Nate Jones. I run this channel. I review business ideas. I give them a score at the end. Anything over 8 is a business I would start. Check out my channel. I got tons of business idea reviews, and I make videos about entrepreneurship, and subscribe. Okay, here we go. Custom t-shirt business. This is usually making t-shirts for local businesses, people that want custom t-shirts. I think of the construction company that all those guys have their custom t-shirts on. They had to buy it from somebody, and they might, hopefully, be buying it from you. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna be rating this business on 6 things. Is it scalable? Is it going to be profitable? Is it easy to start? Does it take a lot of time? What are the challenges? And the most important thing that I always say is it sellable? No point in building a business if you can't sell it at the end. Okay, is it scalable? Yes, but no. And I'll explain that. You know, with the online world, you can pretty much sell to anybody. You know, you don't have to have the local shop doing your t-shirt anymore. There's some big companies out there where you can upload your logo and they're gonna send you a t-shirt in the mail. So that gives you an opportunity to kind of participate and take market share from pretty much anybody nationwide to buy or customize a t-shirt with you. That being said, you're gonna be limited by your labor. So hiring people that are gonna wanna come work for you, that are gonna wanna make t-shirts all day or sweatshirts or all those things. You're gonna be limited by your equipment cost. Every time you scale, you're gonna have to buy more equipment, which eats into your profit margin. You're gonna be limited by your operating cost. You're probably gonna have to eventually move out of your garage and get a warehouse. That's a big cost. And you're gonna have to continue to update your machines because they're gonna break. So as you scale, it seems like once you buy the initial equipment for this business, as you scale, it just gets pricier and pricier, and your profit margin goes down, down, and down, and down. Not a huge fan of that, because when I scale a business, I want to be able to try to keep my profit as much as I can. There's always an increased cost when you scale, but this seems like a very large increased cost to scale. All right, going into profitability, I was evaluating how much it would cost to start this business with the equipment. If you had none of the equipment, it looked about $2,000 to $3,000 of the initial cost to buy all the equipment. These are presses, inks, vinyl, a cutter machine, all these things to create the logo, and you're gonna have to buy the t-shirts as well. So I did some math. If you sell the t-shirts for $20 a shirt, so a construction company comes up to you and says, hey, I need 20 shirts for my guys with the ABC construction logo on it. Okay, sounds good. $20 a shirt, your profit margin average for the industry is around 50%. So that means you're making about $10 a shirt profit. So if you're making $10 a shirt profit at the beginning, that's gonna break down to about, for you to break even to hit your 3,000 mark, that's gonna take you about 300 shirts for you to break even. So when I kind of ran the analysis, it looks like it's gonna take you about maybe 2 to 3 months to break a profit. So if it takes 300 shirts, you know, if you're sprinkling some sweatshirts and stuff, the profitability isn't too bad. The initial profitability to make your money back isn't too bad for this business. If we go into ease of entry, the next category, this is very easy to start. You can look up on YouTube on how to press a shirt, how to get a cutter for a shirt, and do all these things. Very easy to do. I actually have one myself because my business, we buy our own t-shirts and we just put it on there ourselves because it's very easy. So yeah, super easy to do. Very low capital, $2,000 to $3,000 to start a business is not that much. So pretty easy to start. My next thing, where I start to tear down this business, is these next 3 categories. All right, time. This business requires a lot of time. I started doing the math. I said, okay, if I was gonna make 300 t-shirts, how much time would that take me? And I said, okay, if it's taking me 10 minutes a shirt, because right, I have to put it in the cutter, I have to take it out of the cutter, I have to put it on there, I have to press it, and you know, it's like a 10 minutes, right? 5 to 10 minutes a shirt, I'll give you 5 minutes. It's gonna take you about 40 to 50 hours to make that $3,000 in sales, right? Because you're making $10 a shirt. So $3 grand, 40 to 50 hours. So you're making $3 grand a week. That's about what, 156 a year, I think. So that means you've probably hit your capacity if you're working 40 to 50 hours a week, unless you have nothing going on in your life and you just want to print t-shirts all day. you've hit your capacity. And not only have you hit your capacity, but an employee that you brought on has probably hit their capacity too. So that being said, I'm not a huge fan of hitting my capacity that quickly. Of only making $3,000 for 40 to 50 hours of work, that is not that much money for the amount of hours I'm putting in. There has to be a way in which I can make more, because if there's not, then this thing is going to be an administrative nightmare, and that stresses me out. I don't want to have to go buy tons of equipment, be barely making money, and working people to death. You know, it just seems like it's going to be a sweatshop. So I don't like that. I don't like having a business that I'm only making $150,000 in, and I'm working 40 hours a week. God forbid you take a vacation. So not a huge fan of that. Some of the challenges of this business that really kind of throw it away from me is, number one, is getting customers. It's so easy to hop on these big websites. I've done it. I wanted to get a hat that said my company on it, and I put it in there, and they sent it to me. A week later, it was cheap. It was cheaper than any of the local companies, and I just wanted one hat. It's so easy to do this now. I feel like this has been really commoditized. It's very hard to kind of show your value other than price. So it's going to be hard for you to get customers. Finding good product. You know, not every company allows you to print on their shirt for business purposes. So you have to have relationships with these big companies, and the big screen printing companies, they're able to buy shirts at a very lower rate than you are, so they lower their prices and you're barely making money. Juggling supply, making sure that you have the right supply for all this and that it's not out and not overbuying some is a like I said, administrative nightmare. The equipment, you know, making sure you have the equipment, making sure it works, and having the space for it. I mean, you start expanding your business and you got to pay $2,000, $3,000 a month just for a warehouse. So now you're printing for other people just to rent the warehouse. I mean, that a whole week of one person pays for the warehouse. So scaling, this business is gonna be really hard to scale, really hard to scale. And again, the large competitors in this business are gonna eat your profits alive. I think this is more of kind of a side hustle that you're not gonna make a ton of money in. And some of the other videos I've made, please watch them if you're thinking about starting this business, because there's a lot of better ideas that I would say that you would wanna start where you don't have to work as much and make more money. Okay, last thing here, is this business sellable? The equipment, you could probably sell secondhand. You're not gonna get as much as you paid for it, because a lot of people probably aren't going to pay you top dollar for used equipment. Also, unless you have reoccurring revenue, and that's what I look for when I buy businesses, is the revenue, if I take over, is it gonna reoccur even though the owner left? That could be sellable, and I think I didn't really see anything for sale, but I saw it for potentially somebody could buy it for 1 times the net income. So if your business net income is 50 grand, they're probably gonna give 50 grand for it. But even then, that's gonna be a battle, because there's not many of these places that are really selling for a lot. So if you have a website that generates leads and you have reoccurring revenue, you could potentially sell some. But again, this isn't a great business to sell. And for that reason, I don't like it. I want a business, if I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into something, I better get an exit. I better get a big fat check when I leave. Because if I don't, why the heck am I building it? Because if I might as well just go get a job. Because it's the same thing. When you retire from your job, they give you a cake and they say bye. In this business, when you retire from this, you can sell your equipment for probably 1/5 the cost that you bought it for, and move on. And you had no life because you worked 45, 50 hours a week. Anyway, sorry, not trying to be disrespectful. So the score I gave on this business, again, it stressed me out. This business stressed me out. The score I gave on this business is 2.7. I would have gave it lower, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. I would not start this business. I would not encourage you to start this business. This is not necessarily not a profitable business. I think it could be profitable, but I think it requires a lot of your time. And not saying that people don't make money in this business. People do make money in this business. I just think they spend a lot of their time. And I'm just saying, if I'm in a world of alternatives, I will definitely choose another alternative to this business. Comment below. I would love for you to refute my arguments and interact with me on this. If you're in this business, I would love to hear about it. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be. I don't know. So comment and subscribe and like. Thanks. Bye.